Let me start by saying that there is life after California. I lived in California for 30 years. I moved there in December of 1990, and I moved out in July of 21. And we lived in a redwood forest about halfway between San Jose in the heart of Silicon Valley and Santa Cruz on the coast. And certainly not unlike yourself, we love the weather, we love the mountains, we love the beaches, we love the whole scene. And in fact, every weekend we'd take the pups down to the beach to Aptos and give them a good long run on the beach. But the California that I moved to in 1990 was certainly not the California that we left in 2021. The insane taxes, the crime, the homelessness, the silly politics, the wokeness. I mean, it really began to take its toll. But we felt trapped. In in utter frustration, I drove around with this license plate for a year, and people would holler and go, yeah, they got it. They got the frustration. But we stayed, and we stayed because we were under the impression that the town we lived in was in one of the better school districts in the state. So we stayed for the kids. And COVID really exposed all the warts. I mean, literally my wife and I would spend an hour a week on the phone with the school arguing with them that, yes, our kids were actually in class. They didn't have the competence to take attendance. But the straw that really broke the camel's back was when we learned that our son's Spanish teacher was encouraging the students to use Google Translate. I mean, we were just so disgusted and angered by it that we said, you know what? The elder son's graduating from high school. The younger one's about to go in. We're not putting him through 4 more years of this. And we decided to leave. And, since 2019, over 500,000 Californians have left California and moved to Texas. And if you're watching this video, chances are you clicked on something and got here, and you're at least mildly considering leaving California yourself. I spent 40 years in high tech, 30 of them in Silicon Valley, and I empathize with your attachment to the high tech community, the weather, the mountains, and the beaches. I get it. And you're wondering, how can I leave this? But I also recognize there comes a point where the cost outweighs the value. And that's probably why you're here. You're wondering, what do I do? And, in terms of value, let me give you an example. This tiny, less than 800 square foot home, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, just sold in Los Gatos recently for $1.6 million. Now, you contrast that with this magnificent 3,000 square foot plus home on 3.1 acres with 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, and a pool in Boerne, Texas, the town I'm in now, that sold for the same $1.6 million. And that's a lot of money for a house in Boerne, Texas. I mean, you can get a beautiful home in Boerne for less than half that price. And, the school system here, they're adding 500 pupils a year. It's a very desirable school system because they are providing an education, not indoctrination. A little subtle difference there, and my guess is you'll understand what I'm talking about. Many in California can sell their homes, buy one outright here and not have a mortgage. And if you've been priced out of a home in California, chances are you won't be priced out of a home here. You can actually buy one and raise a family here. It's something you should probably investigate. Moving to Texas may or may not be for you, but it's worth a conversation. I left 40 years in high tech and I became a realtor, and my singular focus is on helping people like you find a better life for yourself and your family. And, let's have a conversation and find out if indeed Texas is the right move for you. There's no pressure. I'm just happy to help you find out. Just reach out to me, give me a call, send me an email. Happy to have the conversation.